Hello, I've got some more Soul Level 60 invasions to showcase to you today. It's the Prepare to Point Down edition. As you see as the clips unfold, the amount of salt rises, as does the frequency of the point downs. I'm still having a lot of fun with this build. I've only made one slight change. I've got the Obscuring Ring now, which I got from Rosaria, which I can swap out to the Scholar Ring when I want to up my damage when I engage with my opponent. So yeah, here's all the stats. Here's the equipment. Yeah, let's go invade. Right. So the first invasion we get, solo host, with the name of Erika. She's rocking the XL curve greatsword, one-handed with a crest shield. Just goes to show the quality of people who are playing the game at 11 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon. So I let her deal with the PvE. She didn't seem too experienced, and I start going to town on her with the greatsword. Whiff parry, guard break, and then she goes for a chug here and gets charged R2 to the face. GG. I'm trying out the new transitions on the on the Share Factory app. It's quite fun. So yeah, so now we're down in the dungeon, and our opponent is Duke, and Duke is doing a poise build revolving around the spike mace, which is actually a very good weapon as far as great hammers go. It's got a really nice true combo of, I think it's R1, weapon art R1, and if you have your build set up correctly, you can really do some serious damage. I think that was what he was going for there, but either he got a little too overzealous with spamming the weapon art that he went full on with it. I think that was a true combo before he got patched R1 to full weapon art. At least it was with the Black Knight Glaive, which has the same spin to win weapon art. So yeah, he's trying to bait me into his attacks by throwing out R1s and hoping that I try and punish, and then he's going to use his poise, his quick hyper armor startup frames to combo me in. But I think it was Sent Riot that said you should never walk towards a hyper armor weapon. You should always wait to punish, because there's nothing that I can do that can trade with that with my greatsword. So the best thing I can do, the most efficient and low risk damage I can do, is using the crossbow, and it comes in absolutely phenomenally here. And see, I get the crossbow kill. I don't know why he wasn't healing. I don't know why he thought this was a duel. Now we're down in Profane Capital, and straight to Silver Cat Ring. When you're invading in the Profane Capital, you should always be wearing the Silver Cat Ring. There's so much Saint Riot trademark verticality here that it's always beneficial to keep it on. Lots of escape routes and lots of areas to manoeuvre. So yeah, another single one-handed XL curve greatsword using the Shield of Want as well. He was doing some pretty good damage with it, so I'm a little wary about it. And apparently I can't even trade with that one-handed. I need to go back and have a look at the poise breakpoints and see how, because I've been having trouble with, oddly enough, one-handed greatswords and one-handed curved greatswords. It seems like I can't trade with them, so I might tweak my build to add a little bit more poise to see if I can poise through one-handed swings from greatswords. But yeah, he's not that great, this guy, so I go to town on him. But he's quite good at punishing. Trying desperately to knock him off. He probably isn't wearing the Silver Cat Ring. Try to get the crossbow punish. I'm not sure what he was trying there. Tell you what, I'm quite getting into the stomp weapon art. It feels so meaty and powerful when you do it. The sound effects are brilliant. So another one in Profane Capital. This one was a fucking doozy. This one felt good. It was up against two guys, a gold and the host, and they were trying to bait me across the bridge, and the gold was sitting there with the Dragon Slayer great bow, and he was trying to knock me off, I presume, unsuccessfully, I might add. So I just run straight past the host. I'm not going to engage him on that bridge. There's like no benefit to that, and he is incredibly bloodthirsty. There's no messing around with this guy. He wants me dead. And my first instinct was to go after the gold to get him out of the way, because his great bow is going to be an annoyance throughout the entire fight. But it turns out he's quite good with his dodges. He's quite reactive. So I'm not able to do any damage to him. And whilst I'm going after the gold, the host is just relentlessly chasing me down, and it's yeah, I sort of realise now that sort of going after the host is probably the only viable strategy here. You see, as soon as I start to swing on the gold, the host is right there up on my nuts. Bloody Dragon Slayer axe, man, still does damage. I don't know why I'm still going for the gold at this point. And I can poise right through that one-handed axe, so I bait him up here where the bow can't get me. S-stock, chase down, dead. Well earned point down, I think. GG guys. I'm sure if the gold actually did something useful apart from fire that bow, they might have got the better of me. And this is one of those invasions where, through, I don't know, serendipity and just good luck, I find them struggling with Mr. Krabs. The gold doesn't seem to be taking much of an interest, so I'm able to finish him off in about 3 seconds. And you got Soaring in there as well, and the host trying to beat down on old Mr. Krabs. But no one beats down on Mr. Krabs. Mr. Krabs beats down on you. Oh yeah, Mr. Krabs! Now this was a fun invasion with Night Lord. It was only a 1v1. It was just a little. It wasn't even really a duel. A little 1v1 down in the courtyard here. He was quite a good ultra player, and I utilised quite an interesting greatsword tech, which I learned last year sometime. Because straight swords have the same weapon art. I use this tech quite a lot when I'm dueling. You saw me do it just there. You bait them in with weapon art R1, and when they go into punish, you go straight into weapon art R2, and you can get some nice counter damage whilst they're swinging into you. And because you have hyper armor during the weapon art R2, you can just poise right through it, whatever the nonsense they're throwing at you. So yeah, this guy isn't bad. He's not swinging out his ultra like a madman, and I'm not able to punish him too much with the crossbow. Try and dodge the Astora there, but he gets the better of me. See, weapon art R1 bait in to weapon art R2, get some nice damage on him there. Crossbow finish. GG sir, that was good fun. Right, this one was another 1v1 duel by the bonfire, registered trademark, with Katarina with a K, and I kept this invasion in here just to prove that frostbite is no joke, people. Even at this soul level, frostbite is no fucking joke. It's very easy to ignore because the damage it inflicts isn't as much as bleed, and not everyone keeps Rime Blue Moss clumps on them. Not as nearly as much as they do poison moss clumps or blood red moss clumps. So yeah, classic sword and board, R1 spam galore, trying to poise through their hits. I'm completely ignoring the frost build up here. This player isn't that bad. She knows her spacing. and knows when to R1 spam on me. Yeah, good. Good spacing there. Failed to get the crossbow punish as she rolls away. Heal punish. Just keep swinging into it. I'm just completely ignoring the fucking frostbite. Right, so we just go into a trading war here, and because I have the life lead, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just keep trading, why not? Oh shit, frostbite, double KO. Oh, frostbite is no fucking joke, people. Right, so this invasion is where everything starts to go wrong for me. This is the Mad King. And mad is quite the word for it, I must admit. This invasion left me so fucking salty. I had to step away for 5 minutes. I was so worked up and annoyed. So it starts off as your classic duel of the bonfire with this guy, and you know, he seems happy to go at it, and he heals, and that's fine. I'm not too worried about healing. And yeah, I'm doing my thing with my crossbow and my greatsword, punishing him when he's running towards me with the crossbow, punish him when he buffs, punish him again when he runs in. And I think I was spamming that crossbow a little too much, and I think that's what triggered this next turn of events. So he sees that I'm spamming the crossbow, and so he starts to hide behind the pillar incessantly and doing the L1 wiggles at me, and this goes on for a good 10 minutes. The pillar's too thick that the explosive bolts can't reach him, throwables won't reach him, and he just does ring around the rosies around these fucking pillars, and he did this for about 10 minutes, and it was so fucking infuriating. And he'd sort of try and bait me into parries whilst I was going around the pillar, bait me into charged R2s. You know, I was able to get some damage on him eventually, after I think he got bored of playing the ring around the roses game. But as soon as I started winning and putting some pressure on him, he would go back to hiding behind the pillars again, and it was sort of, he was gradually chipping away at me. And you see again, yeah, doesn't like it, he's going to hide behind the pillar. Oh, I took the advice. I can't remember your name now. Commenter on my last video. I did put Bountiful Light on my build. I got rid of Med Heal, put Bountiful Light on because I can get 2 casts out of that. I'm thinking about having a simple, say, Cestus as a backup, so I can regen FP when I have just some downtime. See, he summons in the blues because he's fed up of me being there. And it comes down to this. The blue pressures me, and I ended up fucking sticky banditing, putting my ring on and off. And so another blue gets summoned, and they get brave, and they want to deal with all the PvE, so there's nowhere I can hide. So I'm there trying to pressure them as much as I can as they're dealing with the Pontiff Knights and the Fire Witch. And you know, this all wears down the host Estus, and so I hide down here, wait for them to get ahead of me so I can double back on them and get a head start on them. And this has gone on for like 20 minutes now, and I finally get an opportunity where they're engaged and the blue is on his own. Man, those Irithel slaves, they you know, don't fuck with them. There's so many of them, and they do fucking good damage. So I get ahead of the host and the remaining blue, and I'm ready to make my final stand up by these 2 Pontiff Knights, the guy with the scythe and the guy with the sword and shield. And I know that the host is either out of Estus or running extremely low, because I've been on his nuts through this entire fight. You see, there goes one of my Estus from killing that blue, and this fucking blue with the Moonlight Greatsword, he was good enough that he wasn't just an Estus pinata for me. And I get the host, and he's on a fucking sliver of health, and I get so thirsty, and I'm so wound up at this point. I just want this guy dead. I want to point down. I want to throw poo at this guy. And so I'm chasing him. Fucking, why have I got the great sword? And I swap to the S-Stock. And I'm like, I just want to fucking kill. I just want to kill. Oh, R1, running R1, dead. Fuck. Fucking generic sad music playing in the background there. I had to step away at that point, and I was so fucking salty. And even when I came back sort of 5 minutes later after getting a drink of water, all these subsequent invasions, even if they're lone hosts or obviously newbies, they get the fucking point down like everyone else. I probably shouldn't have continued playing at this point. I was so wound up and angry. This one's quite a good co-op interruption though. So we got a password leveled Faith build here. He's slinging Sunlight Spear around. Fucking Sunlight Spear. Just such a fucking annoying spell. And we got the host who's a mage, and he's providing more ranged support. So these big wide corridors aren't a good place for me. Those two hard-hitting projectiles, they're bad news. So I spotted the cat ring there because I know exactly what escape route I want to make. I want to drop down by the rats when things get too hairy. And with these two slinging projectiles at me and the straight sword spam from the Phantom, I don't want to fight in this area. It favours them too much. I can still get some good damage on them though. Punish that heal. Yeah, at this point, I'm like, fuck this. Fuck this shit, I'm out. So down I go. And now I've set nice ambush here. The gold gets brave and he wants to come down here with the basilisks. And my plan was to keep him down here, and I wanted to get him cursed. Unfortunately, the host does something quite clever, and he's providing artillery support with his spells from the balcony, where he doesn't have to worry about the basilisks. So the gold is left down here with me, unfortunately. Check back, see what the host is doing. He's not there. Go back to beating up on the gold. So close to dying here. That fucking spell almost gets me. That would have been the end. But managed to get Panic Roll Jesus was on my side. Yep, gold gets fucking cursed. And now it's a case of beating up on this wizard. And he's doing what all wizards do. He's playing very, very evasively. He's probably waiting for his friend to get back into his world to put his summon sign down to go in so he could resummon him. And he's spamming that rapier like a fucking champ. And at this point, I'm still really fucking salty from the last invasion, and I'm just like, you know what? Fuck this guy. Fuck him with all the salt in my body. Oh, it's at this point I miss having a parrying tool, being able to get rid of that spam. Yeah. Across the claymore crossbow combo wasn't really working for me at this point, so I swapped to the S-Stock, trying out because the S-Stock's got a little more range than his rapier does. So I fucking spam on him. I was like, how the fuck do you like it for a change? Crossbow's working wonders again. There we go. Poke to death. He gets the fucking point down. I should have had some dumb pies to throw at him. Oh, another one down in the Demon Ruins. This one, fucking Christ, this was funny. I was so pissed off at this one initially, but watching back on it, it's really quite funny. So I deal with Cuculus here. He's fucking. I don't want him around to pester me whilst we're on this bridge. And I'm like, yeah, okay, Black Knight, let's fucking get this host. Come on, let's do it. Fucking knocked me off. I had no idea that the Black Knights could attack invaders. Not target them, but just damage them. So that was again, that just compounded my salt levels. Oh, and this one, a blue gets. I couldn't find this host for a while, and a blue gets summoned in, and because I'm in such a bad mood. I fucking wail on this blue. I'm like, no Concord for you. How dare you try and help other people? Fuck you for being altruistic. I charged R2, wake up, you're dead. I find the host up here just doing fuck all. No gestures, nothing. I'm not interested. And he, like, you can see, he's fat rolling. And I'm like, I don't care. He's new. I don't give a fuck. How dare you summon blues on me, you fat fuck? And I point down on him. God. Oh, I was so salty. That fucking Erythil invasion really left a mark on me. Right, last two invasions. It's against the same two people. They're obviously friends. They're trying to co-op, and they get stuck at the Aldrich Gator. And again, because I'm in such a foul mood, I'm like, no, I'm not letting them deal with the PvE. Fuck that. I'm no more Mr. Nice Invader. And so I start wailing on this guy with the Black Knight shield. And he starts dropping help me stones. So I don't know whether that was him saying, no, please let us deal with the gator. We've been stuck in him for hours. But I wasn't in the mood. And it was just fucking Salt City. So whilst this guy's rolling around, the gator is absolutely fucking bodying the host. Get the guard break, couldn't take the riposte, and then the host gets fucking eaten. And even though fucking pointing down is so fucking childish. I was such a bad mood. And yeah, straight away I roll up on them again. Except it's the Phantom is now the host. And they're right back at the end of the bridge, so they don't want to proc the gator. They don't want him to turn up, and so they're just waiting, waiting by the bridge. So I think they're hoping that they can probably just gank me and carry on with their lives. So Panda Chan, the weeaboo. Phantom is quite content to spam his black bow of Varus at me, and it's doing pretty decent damage. And it's sort of difficult for me to go in and punish whilst they're firing bows at me. So I just bide my time really. And it was at this point I realised that they're stuck at the gator, and they're not following me. I mean, there's no benefit for them to stick around at the end of the bridge like that. So they obviously don't want to spawn the gator in. Which is weird because you can just run straight through the fog, through the barrier, and then it will despawn the gator. But oh well. So yeah, when I go into swing, you'll see in a minute. I'll hit the Black Knight shield, and then they'll just both spam on me, and these guys aren't good players, but they the damage is still real and they can still chip me out. Yeah, you see, I whiff a swing and they both start mashing those fucking katanas. I was trying out the one-handed moveset because I wanted to, when I'm swinging, I want to hit both of them instead of just one of them. Get the guard break, don't get the riposte, unfortunately. Fucking running attack on the greatswords are absolutely terrible. I mean, I love the greatswords, one of my favourite weapon classes, but their running attack is fucking garbage, man. You see, I want to try and break him of using that bow, so I get my crossbow out. And I've got it locked on, so I'm running back and forth. The host is trying to protect him with the Black Knight shield. So running back and forth, bam. And then he gives up with the bow, because I'm doing too much damage with my crossbow. Lightning. I've moved away from firebombs now because I'm more of a faith build. lining guns are getting much better damage returns than the regular firearms because they scale with faith rather than strength. There goes the white. Poor lad. And now I get to go to town on this guy, get the guard break. Boom. Fucking dead. Right, so those are all the invasions I have, Soul level 60 for the moment. I'm sorry for all the soul. I was so pissed off at that guy, that Irithil, that really soured the rest of the invasions. Anyway, thank you very much. I'll see you later.